Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Daniel here. I hope you are doing well, and if you're not, I hope you are soon. Look at all of this glorious black and white. Yes, I love the look of this game. So of course, this is Escape the Dark Sector, the follow-up to Escape the Dark Castle, a game that's in my top 50, a game that I absolutely love. I haven't played Dark Sector enough to say if I love it as much. In my review, I remember calling it a little bit more of an advanced Dark Castle. There's just a little bit more going on. And so I think Dark Sector kind of transcends that party game element that I think makes Dark Castle so good. However, the reason I'm bringing this back to my table is I have been thinking about this game recently. I have wanted to play it again, and I have yet to play this game with a group. And I have a couple of friends coming over on Thursday for some sushi and games, and we love playing Dark Castle together. So I think I'm going to, instead of Dark Castle, we're going to play Dark Sector. So I wanted to get it set up and relearned. And it was then that I remembered that there are a couple of expansions. There are 3 expansions, I believe, out for Dark Sector. And I had not looked at any of those. So I went to Amazon and I bought 2 of them. I bought Mission Pack 3, which is Quantum Rift. And I bought Mission Pack 2, which is Mutant Syndrome. These were the 2 that looked the most interesting to me. And so these are the ones that I decided to get. Now, I do wish that companies would start offering the ability to buy expansions without needing their own box. It's just something I think we really need to start thinking about as game collectors, as game players, and as publishers and designers and distributors. Having a way to get these cards into the player's hands without extra packaging would be a great benefit to the environment. And I would be totally on board with that, especially with these, because everything does fit back into the base box. I fit absolutely everything from Dark Castle into the small base box. You don't need that ridiculous, huge, gargantuan box that they sold. I'm not sure if they also sold one of those ridiculous boxes for Dark Sector. They might have. And I know that people get mad when I talk about this kind of thing, but it is something that is important to me. I spend more time probably than all other channels combined talking about rulebook size and box size. And those are 2 factors that I think are super important. You hardly get anything in these boxes. I'm not saying that the expansions aren't worth it, because I think they are. But I'm just saying, as far as how big the expansion boxes are and how much you don't get a lot. So you get a rule book, you get some cards, a few dice, and a few small cards, and you get this giant stupid thing. So all of that will get tossed. And then as you can see, everything very, very easily fits into a box that could be much smaller. Actually, they could sell all 3 expansions in one box. And I would actually prefer that. Or I would actually prefer if they just sent me everything, in a hardback envelope like that, and then I could just add it to my existing box. I would really appreciate that. So publishers, start thinking about the way you are packaging your expansions especially. Okay, but let's take a little detailed look at Mutant Syndrome. Absolutely love that art, and that art is on the card. So even if I didn't get the box, I would still be able to enjoy that awesome piece of art. So this says Mission Pack 2 Mutant Syndrome. Exposed to a mysterious mutagen, the bodies of large numbers of Dark Sector inhabitants have begun to gruesomely distort, as have your own. Mutant Syndrome is an expansion pack for Escape the Dark Sector, introducing new rules and content to enhance your adventures. Very cool. All right, so let's see what we get in there. Let's take a look at the rulebook first. So we have a table of contents. We have some flavor text here and how to use this. Exposure to cosmic radiation, a proximity to toxic waste. The origins of the ever-present mutagen that plagues the Dark Sector are as yet unknown to the chroniclers of the Galactic Alliance. What is beyond doubt is the mutagen's gruesome power to distort the bodies of the afflicted, twisting bones and tearing flesh to form new limbs and appendages, endowing these mutes with incredible might, cunning, and even wisdom. Across the sector, that's funny, the toxic waste affects the core stats of the game. Across the sector, the growing mutant population has become feared and hated in equal measure. Prepare to face them, traveler. Prepare to become one of them. Now, what I really like about the expansions for Dark Castle and now Dark Sector is how they just want you to mix everything together. They even just call it out for maximum variety each time you play. All content in Escape the Dark Sector range is designed to be mixed together. So you don't need to keep things separate. You don't need to pull things out when you don't want to play with one expansion. You just mix everything together and hope for the best. So we get 4 chapter cards of each act, Act 1, 2, and 3. We get 1 new boss card, 3 new crews, 3 new items, 6 mutation cards, 1 mutation reference card, 3 crew dice, and 1 mutation die. So here are the rules for the mutation die there. And then we have different mutations for the rules for going over different types of mutations and activating a mutation. So it looks like this is kind of like a new kind of item type card that you can have in order to activate that mutation at a given point in the game. There are ways to remove the mutation. And here we have new alien crew members with mixed doubles there. And then some new cybernetic implants. And a nice little merch page there. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at the cards here that you're going to get. Luckily, the expansion cards are really straight. My core cards for the game are super bowed. I'm not sure what's going on, but they're very, very bent. But here we have, let's see, let's take a look starting from the back here. So we have our 3 crew members. We have our Lieutenant Grib, Lieutenant Zari, and Lieutenant Parvon. Great art as usual. And then we have, let's see, we have our level 3, our level 2, and our level 1 chapter cards. Got this guy here, some mutagen, toxic Avenger waste there. Definitely somebody who's been toxic, exposed to toxic radiation or mutagen. Some crazy looking dogs there. All right, let's see our chapter 2 cards. Oh man, that guy looks awesome. I love that. All right, that guy there. Somebody wearing a protective gear to protect himself or herself from the mutagen. Some kind of a robot there. And then we have our level 3 cards. Ooh, a giant mutant there with huge mutant claws. Some guy that looks very mad at being turned into a mutant. Some mutant insect creatures. And this dude here. Awesome, awesome looking stuff. And then finally we have our boss here. And the Mutanoid. Very cool. We have our dice here. So we have our, here is our mutagen die there with our different symbols on it. And then our 3 dice for the different characters that we will just add to the stack of our existing character die. Okay, now let's take a look at our small cards. So we have our mutant cards here. They have the black back there. And we have a mutation on your arm. Once per game, after rolling your crew die, rotate it and add a single might to your roll. And if you rotate that card, it has no effect there. So it looks like these are kind of like one use little item cards that just represent different mutations. Once per game, rotate to block in close combat. Once per game, after rolling your crew die, rotate to add a single cunning to your roll. So these are just ways to basically to mitigate your rolls, which is kind of cool. All right, and then we get a cybernetic here, an augmented healing, which will allow you to heal a little bit. And we have a life serum and a stun baton, a weapon and a piece of gear there. And then we have our different rules for the faces of the mutation dice. If you draw a mutation card, you must roll the mutation die immediately. If you roll that symbol, you take no damage. If you roll that symbol, you lose an HP and place the mutation card in your inventory. And if you roll that, you lose an HP and place a mutation card in your inventory, rotate it so the edge marked with that is showing there. And then it has your rules for the different mutations and how to handle those. Really nice that it has these rules for the it has these rule cards for the rules that the expansion adds to the game. If I remember in Dark Castle, I don't think it came with those. You had to like go through the various rule books to determine what you needed to do with each expansion. So this is a really, really nice addition there. I do like that a lot. Okay, so the nice thing about this now is I can just add these to my various piles of cards here. So I can add those to my level 1 cards. I can add these to my level 2 cards, these to my level 3. Here we have a boss to add there. Yeah, look how bent my original cards are compared to the expansion one. Wow, that's a really significant bend. And then I can add in my new characters, and same as those. Man, yeah, that's a that's a lot of bend. But anyways, no big deal. All right, so now let's take a look at Mission Pack 3, Quantum Rift. And here we have Mission Pack 3. The very fabric of what you consider real is shattered as you hurtle through time and space, coming face to face with legendary dangers of the distant past. Kind of sounds like a Talisman Timescape here. Okay, again, so you get your rule book, you get a pack of large cards, a pack of small cards, 4 dice, and this giant thing. So again, all of this stuff fits back into the base box. All right, so there's our 4 new dice. We have our large cards there, and let me open up the small cards. And our pack of small cards. All right, so let's take a look here at the Quantum Rift rulebook here. Welcome, traveler. Serving as a gateway to the dark sector, the perplexing anomaly known as the Quantum Rift is believed to have been twisted into existence by the collision of 2 black holes. This unstable tear in the fabric of space-time is a rampant source of strange and deadly temporal phenomena. 1 minute, your boots pound the solid metal floors of the space station's corridors. The next, you are swallowed by the rift, hurtling formless through space and time, not knowing where you will emerge or when. Very cool. So here we have our what we get. Again, 4 cards for each chapter. Chapter 1, 2, and 3. 1 boss card. 3 crew cards, 1 reference card, 8 new artifacts, and 1 new item, and our rift die. So there is our rift die there. Okay, again, maximum enjoyment, mix everything together. And here we have our rift die. This pack introduces the rift die, which represents the perils of the rift and the varied effects on the crew. It will be rolled when crew members travel through time during the events of certain chapter cards. Very cool. I love that. And there we have what our different faces do on each of the rift die. A new artifact there, artifacts. This pack introduces a new kind of item card called artifacts. Set aside during setup, these historical items each have a unique number on the back of the card. So you will get a certain artifact when you do a certain thing in the game. And there are our new alien crew members. And again, they also have split doubles. And our couple of merch pages there. Okay. So now let's take a look at our crew members first here. Okay, so we have our crew members, 3 of those guys. We have Lieutenant Gorn, Lieutenant Volky, and Lieutenant Talak. Nice. Okay, we can add those to our stack of crew members. We'll just go through in this order here. We have our Chapter 3 cards. Ooh, nice. They're black. The black ones must be the Rift. Very cool. Oh, look at those dragons or dinosaurs or something. Some samurai, like a vampire samurai. Some kind of like space, a Seer, High Priestess. Love it. Okay, level 2 or Chapter 2 cards here. What do we got here? Oh, an old-timey West. Yes, a space Western. Absolutely love it. Looks like a rift gate there of some kind, pirate treasure that we can discover. Stargate, that's the word I was trying to think of. And this guy with his void face and his two starry eyes. And then we have our level 1 cards. A gate there, some Roman centurions or something there. Somebody straight out of Dark Castle. Oh, wouldn't that be cool if you could somehow go from one game to the next or one game to the other? Interesting. They should come up with a thing to do like that, where you could get teleported to the Dark Castle, have to go through a few Dark Castle cards in order to find the warp back to the Dark Sector. Yes. Okay. I'm definitely going to be doing that at some point there. Some kind of an ancient tome. She utters the same phrase. Okay, some kind of ancient woman there. And then there is our gate or our door. And then here is our boss for this. And that is the Arachnocron. Very cool. Okay, so add those cards there. We'll add these to our chapter cards. Again, I love when expansions just mix stuff into the stuff I already have. Well, I don't have to think about keeping things separate. It just makes things so much easier. Okay, so what do we have here? We have our Rift rules there for your artifacts and your Rift die. And then we have our, looks like our Cybernetic Advanced Targeting version 2.0. And then we have our 8 artifacts. And so what do we have? We have a Roman Shield, a Roman Javelin, a partially rotten apple. You must get that from the from the Dark Castle card. Yep, and a stale loaf of bread. Love it. I love how they pulled those items from Dark Castle. That's super cool. Some dynamite, some grog, a ration 10, and a samurai sword. All right, very cool. Well, hope you guys enjoy taking a look at. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at Mission Pack 3 and Mission Pack 2 for Escape the Dark Sector. I'm really looking forward to playing that this week with my buddies because we have not played this as a group, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.